Peace and power and elevation be to all you beautiful people out there. This your one only girl, Tiffany, coming through here live in effect. Live in effect. So today's topic, I will be focusing on, I would continue with the topic about public relation. All right. So again, public relation deals with how to go about interact with the general public through advertisement, promotion, media, etc. All right. So Monday I did a topic on Roy Woods and I did the topic on Don Cornelius and the Soul Train. So today I want to focus on Robert L. Johnson and the foundation of BET. Okay, so it's important that we know these things because during the time, this is when Black people were able to control the networking. They were able to control the narrative. Now, as you guys know about the current state of BET, it's no longer Black owned. It's owned by Viacom because Bob Johnson sold it in 2001. And so now, ever since then, Viacom took over BET. They took over MTV and VH1. So, yeah, that's the current situation as of right now. But let's go into the origin of how BET was born. Okay. So I have the information available. I have some reading materials that I'm going to go over. And I have a book that I want to show you guys so you guys can check it out for yourself. All right. This is the current BET logo. Okay. This is the BET logo with the star on it. BET stands for Black Entertainment Television. Okay. Now, let's go into the biography of Robert L. Johnson, how he started from a humble beginning. Okay. So his name is Robert Louis Johnson. He was born April the 8th, 1946. And he's an American entrepreneur, media magnate, executive philanthropist, and investor. He is the co-founder of BET, which was acquired by Viacom in 2001. He also founded RLJ Companies, a holding company that invests in various business sectors. Johnson is the former majority owner of the Charlotte Bobcats. He became the first Black American billionaire in 2001. Johnson's company have counted among the most prominent African American businesses in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Okay. So his early life. So he was born in Hickory, Mississippi, the 9 out of 10 children to Edna and Archie Johnson. His mother was a school teacher and his father was a farmer. His parents moved the family to Freeport, Illinois when he was a child. He was an honors student in high school. Johnson graduated from University of Illinois in 1968 with a bachelor's degree in social studies. While at the University of Illinois, Johnson became a member of the Beta chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. He received a master's degree in public affairs from the Woodrow Wilson School at Princeton University in 1972. All right, so this is a picture of him with George W. Bush, the senior, the father of President George Bush. Right. So he was also the president as well back in the late 80s, early 90s. Okay. So that's him taking a picture with the former president George Bush. And he passed away. All right. All right. So again, there he go right there sitting with the Bushes. All right. And there you go, right there with Donald Trump. Yep. But let's continue. After graduating from Princeton, Johnson found a job in Washington, D.C. that introduced him to the television industry. He served as the public affairs director for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, CBS, or CP, was it CPB? Um, if you guys know about the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, um, which is PBS, yeah, that's what he was working for. But anyways, in this position is where he learned of the power and untapped potential of television. Around the same time, he also worked as a director of communication for the Washington, D.C. office of the National Urban League. Johnson worked as a press secretary for Congressman Walter E. Funtro. He later became vice president of government relations at the National Cable and Television Association. Now, in 1980, Johnson launched BET, which is Black Entertainment Television, which became a full-fledged channel in 1983. All right. So he left NCTA, right, in 1979 to create Black Entertainment Television, the first cable television network aimed at African Americans. When the network launched in 1980, it only aired for 2 hours on Friday night. BET first turned a profit in 1985 and became the first Black-controlled company listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 1991. In 1998, Johnson and Liberty Media bought all outstanding shares of the company. This purchase gave Johnson 42% of the company. Viacom acquired BET in 2001 for a reported $3 billion. Yes, he sold BET for $3 billion. Johnson earned over $1 billion from the sale, making him the first Black American billionaire. He remained BET CEO until 2006. Okay. Let's go further down. So by January 2009, Ion Media had another sub-channel, Urban TV, in the works with him targeting to African American. Okay. As of 2013, Johnson was a member of the board of directors for the RLJ Lodging Trust, RLJ Entertainment Incorporation, KB Homes, Lowe's Companies Incorporation, Stryer Education, Think Finance, etc. It's a long list. All right. So let's go further down. In 2016, Johnson finalized a partnership agreement with AMC Networks through his RLJ company after launching his own video on demand streaming service, Urban Movie Channel, in 2014. According to the agreement, AMC will use its programming and distribution cloud to benefit Acorn and UMC. Additionally, the RLJ AMC partnership will allow for greater investment in content from African American creatives. Johnson emphasized the agreement called for AMC to provide RLJ with a $60 million loan on a 7-year term and $5 million on a 1-year term. AMC has received warrants to purchase at least 20 million shares, or the equivalent of 50.1% of the company. The time frame for exercising those warrants is open-ended, AMC said. All right. Then it goes down to talk about how he got involved in his philanthropy work with Morgan Freeman in 2011 to raise funds for hurricane preparedness in the Bahamas. Johnson released a neckwear line in coordination with PVH and the Ella Rose collection, the RLJ Ella Rose Africa Tide collection, in 2012 to benefit the charitable organization Malaria No More. And in 2007, Johnson created the Liberia Enterprise Development Fund with a $30 million investment. The funds provides credit for Liberian entrepreneurs. All right, so we're not gonna get too heavy into the political aspect of it, but but as you guys know, or if you don't know, that Johnson is actually a Republican. So, but that doesn't matter. So that's his political affiliation. I'm not gonna go into that. Anyways, going down, it says that he married Sheila Johnson in 1969. They divorced in 2001 and have two children. Johnson began dating Lauren Wooden, who is 33, his senior, in 2010. As of 2016, Wooden was pursuing an international business management doctorate in Paris. They married in 2016. Greg Mathis officiated and divorced in 2020. I don't know what it is about these black wealthy millionaires. Let me not get into that. But anyway, yeah, so him and his wife actually co-founded BET together. See, let's look at his wife real fast. His ex-wife, Sheila Johnson. See, I don't understand, like, why is it that, these black millionaires, they become so successful, they start a business or organization together with their spouse, and then all of a sudden they end up getting a divorce and get with somebody that's not only outside their own race but much younger than them. I never really understood that dynamic, because I feel like this: if y'all made money together, y'all should be able to stick together. Now, unless it's something was seriously going wrong in the marriage, to where there was abuse or there was anything in that nature, then that's understandable. But if you can work things out as far as like your differences and still get money together and keep that wealth in the family, then I don't understand. I never get it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I never get that these black millionaires, multimillionaires, they become billionaires. They'll divorce their wives who's been with them from the very beginning, who helped them to build their career up, to be with someone that's much younger, that have no idea about them or their business in the beginning, and they marry them. And they usually marry somebody outside their own race. So yeah, it does kind of bother me a little bit. I mean, to each his own, but that kind of bothers me a little bit. I just never grasp onto why. Why? Is it to build reputation? Is it to build more? Is it to add on to the portfolio? What is it? Is it to gain more recognition? What is it about this? I just never understood. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and look at her biography real fast. So Sheila Johnson, again, she's the co-founder of BET. All right, she co-founded with her husband. Now, she's an American businesswoman, co-founder of BET, CEO of Samandler Hotels and Resorts, and the first African American woman to attain a net worth of at least $1 billion. Damn. Johnson is team president, managing partner, and governor of the WNBA's Washington Mystics, a position she earned before the 2005 season. On May 24, 2005, Washington Sports and Entertainment Chairman Abby Poland sold the Mystics to Lincoln Holding LLC, where Johnson served as the president. She is the first African American woman to become an owner or partner in three professional sports franchises: the Washington Capitals, the Washington Wizards, and the Washington Mystics. Johnson is CEO of Salamander Hospitality, a company she founded in 2005. So Salamander's portfolio includes Reunion Resort, located in Reunion, Florida, the Innisbrook Resort and Golf Club, a 900-acre, 72-hole PGA Tour golf course in Palm Harbor, Florida, and the Salamander Resort and Spa in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Middleburg, Virginia. All right, so it goes in to say she was born in McKeesport, Pennsylvania, the daughter of a neurosurgeon father who worked for the Veteran Administration, and an accounting mother. While attending Proviso East High School in Maywood, Illinois, she was cheerleader, serving as captain of the varsity squad in her senior year. She was also educated at the University of Illinois. So, and of course, her philanthropy work is a global ambassador for CARE, a humanitarian organization fighting global poverty. Sheila's I Am Powerful challenge raised over $8 million in 2007. She served as chair of the board of governors of Pearson, the New School for Design in New York, and funded the opening of the Sheila C. Johnson Design Center, combining classrooms, public program, spaces, and galleries. She sits on the boards of VH1's Save the Music Foundation, Americans for the Arts, the Curry School of Education Foundation at the University of Virginia, and the University of Illinois Foundation. Johnson is also the ambassador for the Healthy Sight Institute and a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and a member of Sigma Alpha Iota music fraternity. I never knew they had a music fraternity. That's my first time ever hearing about that. Okay. All right. So, let me read this right here. So, okay, she was married to her husband for 33 years, right? And that's Robert L. Johnson. They founded the entertainment network BET. They sold the company to Viacom in 1999. Well, I thought they sold in 2001, but the source say something different. They have 2 children. And it goes on to say, in an interview, Sheila Johnson said she herself is ashamed of what the BET has become. I don't watch it. I suggest to my kids that they don't watch it. She said, when we started BET, it was going to be the Ebony magazine on television. We had public affairs programming. We had news. I had a show called Teen Summit. I remember that, and Teen Summit was the damn show. I love watching Teen Summit. That was the show back in the day. I thought that was a great show to focus on issues of African American youth, and the problem that you go through as far as peer pressure, bullying, teen pregnancy, relationship, education, work program. I thought that was the best show, and I was disappointed when they took the show off air, because they should have kept that show on there. That show was needed. But anyway, we had news. I had a show called Teen Summit. We had a large variety of programming. But the problem is that then the video revolution started up. And then something started happening, and I didn't like it at all. And I remember during those days, we would sit up and watch these videos and decide which one were going on and which one were not. We got a lot of backlash from recording artists, and we had to start showing them. I didn't like the way women were being portrayed in these videos. Now, here it is, a woman that owned the network, right? She was controlling the narratives. She was basically saying, look, this is not how things going to go. This is what's going to be acceptable, and this is what's going to be put on the videos, and this is what's not going to be put on the video. However, by her being under pressure and it was going to mess with her finances, she had no choice but to just put some of those videos out there, because she couldn't have any total control. And see, one thing people don't understand about owning a business, it's real easy to say to a person, get into business, start on your own network or run whatever organization or corporation, but people got to understand the challenge that comes along with that. So now you're playing a chess game, although you set the rules and standards, but that doesn't mean that those rules and standards are going to last for a very long time. Because when someone else come in, they want to seek the opportunity to get their foot in the door, or get their feet wet. What they're going to do is they're going to try to make you bend your own rules so they can get their opportunity to get in. See, and that's the complicated part, and that was the case with her because she did not like the way some of the videos were portraying women. She was not going to allow it. But the recording artists, they rebelled against her. They they had complaints, and so she was getting so much complaints about it. She said, you know what? Okay, I have no choice but to do this. I don't want to do it because I don't want to mess my money up. But at the same time, I have no choice. If I want to keep this business going, if I don't want to lose any viewerships, right? And if I don't want to lose any profit, we just gonna have to put that out there because after all, this is what's gonna build our views up. So she had to look at it from a business aspect versus something personal. But deep down, she didn't like it. She didn't approve of it. Anyways, it says after her divorce from Robert L. Johnson in 2002, she was estimated to be worth about 670 million dollars. In 2009, Forbes magazine estimated her net worth to be $400 million. In May 2017, Johnson's net worth was placed at $750 million. All right. So on September 24th of 2005, she married Arlington County Circuit Court Chief Judge William T. Newman, who had presided over her divorce from Robert L. Johnson in 2003. The couple first met 3 decades earlier when they acted in a play together. All right. So it goes on to say that she is a Democrat, although in 2009 she endorsed Republican Virginia gubernatorial candidate Bob McDonnell. All right. Okay. So she receives multiple awards. Um, she received the Eleanor Roosevelt Valkyrie Medalist in 2012, and she also received the Lincoln Medal, which is given by Forest Theater Society in 2018. And then on Saturday of May of 2019, she received the Lincoln Academy of Illinois grant. All right. And she got the highest honor. And then on October the 16th, 2019, she received the Women's Sports Foundation honor. All right. So this is the ex-wife of Robert L. Johnson. Okay. All right. So that's the information about how they got started together with BET. As a matter of fact, let's see. Let's see what else I can find on here. All right, so it says that the current state is owned by Viacom CBS Domestic Media Networks, unit of Viacom CBS via BET Networks, has offices in New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago. All right. Okay, so in 2015, approximately 88,255,000 American households receives the channel. And then it goes on to say, after stepping down as a lobbyist for the cable industry, Freeport, Illinois native Robert L. Johnson decided to launch his own cable television network. Johnson would soon acquire a loan for $15,000, okay, and a $500 investment from media executive John Malone. All right. So let's look at who John Malone is. All right. So John Malone is an Irish man, right? He's Irish descent. So this the guy that gave him $15,000 loan and a $500,000 investment. All right, to start the network. So Bob Johnson received $15,000 loan from John Malone and a $500,000 investment from him as well to start his own network. Cause see, and he had to do that in order to start big like that. He would have to go and take out a loan from somebody that's already a billionaire because we don't have those capitals in our community. We don't have those kind of wealth. All right. We don't have money that we can loan out like that. And it ain't too many black people that's billionaires and multimillionaires. Okay. And you know how it is with us. When we loan something and it don't go well, you ain't getting nothing else from us. We don't even try to invest. It's the hardest part about it. It's hard to get us to invest into each other. So he had to go outside his own community and reach out to a billionaire to get a loan and to get the investment. But check this out. So the network, which was named Black Entertainment Television, launched on January the 25th, 1980. All right. Cheryl D. Miller designed a logo that will represent the network, which featured a star to symbolize Black star power. Okay. All right. So it's so many channels that was taking place. They had the BET Gospel Sunday Best. Oh, they had Rap City. Let's see what other channel was on there. The what was the name of that show? They had Video Soul, and it was a late night news channel that was on there. Uh, Teen Summit. They had, I think it wasn't College Hill, but it was some type of it was the Student Center. That was the name of it, the Student Center. They had that on there, which represent all the HBCUs. Okay. All right. So I wish that Tyler Perry would take over BET Network. I mean, if he was able to buy it back and have some type of ownership over it, since he got a deal with Viacom, then that would be magnificent. That would be great to see that it's coming back to being Black owned. But it's a game of chess, not checkers. So it doesn't work out that easily. um so anyways, Bob Johnson and his wife, his ex-wife, they came up with the network, which gave even more bigger platform to African Americans. It created a bigger platform for other television shows to come on, video channels to be host, news network, all these different things. They created that. So all these different channels that you see that we grew up watching, they came out of BET. If it wasn't for BET, where would we be with Rap City and Teen Summit and 106 and Park and all that? We wouldn't have none of that. We wouldn't. All right. But I will give you some books for you guys to read into if you want to find out more information about the history of BET. So as you can see, this is Bob Johnson. It's called The $1 Billion Bet, Robert Johnson, and the Inside Story of Black Entertainment by Brett Pooley. Okay. All right. So that's all I have for today. And also, I want to thank those who have been watching, that have been supporting my channel. And if anybody else want to check out my materials on here, you guys can do so as well. Again, I just come here to provide read materials, which is very important. And to make sure that everybody look up the information for themselves and know that it is resources available out there. But I would say this in all conclusion, when it comes to organizing business, especially a big corporation or anything dealing with networking, whatnot, you have to play the game of chess. You have to be very strategic, because that's where it becomes a dog eat dog world. You have a lot of people trying to eat out your hand and want to give all type of inputs into your business, how they can venture out and how it can become better, etc. They want to be able to control your narratives and tell you how you got to reach to your own audience, especially if it's people in your own ethnic group. That's why I want to say this. I want to give a shout out to Debbie Allen, because when they started the show A Different World, right? The show was created by Bill Cosby. Okay. So Bill Cosby created the show. It was supposed to be a spinoff of the Cosby Show. It became very successful. But in the very beginning, there was some problems on the show. Because the producers, whoever produced the show before Debbie Allen stepped in, they didn't know the context of African American life and culture. They didn't have that type of experience to be able to tell the story of African Americans. So they had that white girl on there. Then it was like the way the setting was, it wasn't like it wasn't a proper representation of Black people. So when Debbie Allen came in and took over as executive producer, she made some changes. She was like, look, there's some things that gotta be changed around here, because this ain't how this is. This is not how we do is in our Black community. We gotta get some that really represent us. And so I think she did a fantastic job on that. Bill Cosby did a fantastic job of putting the show out before this whole thing blew out of proportion with him. And it really gave us hope as Black people that we can do something. We can go to school, we can get an education, we can work towards our goals in life. We don't have to feel hopeless all the time. It gave us something to feel good about. So these channels, these shows, networks was something that we was able to relate to, because you had the right people that can be able to tell the story, the right people who can play those characters, people who can be able to push the advertisement and be able to bring about a good marketing. And that's the thing. We need better marketing for our community. We don't need people who's not in our environment, who's not within our ethnic group, that's going to control the narrative. And then the sad part about it is some of the people that's within our ethnic group or who come up out of our community, they want to be like the very same people that oppress them. They want to have the same mindset as them. So they're going to do anything to change certain things to just impress the people that's above them, or the people that has control their ancestors, that has been taken from their ancestors, that has been claiming ownership of the ancestors and the names, etc. And it got to the point where now we have to bring our narrative around those people. So, and when I'm talking about the people that I'm speaking of is white people. So we have to control our narrative to make white people feel more comfortable. And that's not really fair, because that's not very authentic on our end. It makes us look like, well, it's like you basically warning us down. Why you watering it down? Don't water down what we do. If you're gonna tell the story, you gotta show it for what it is, and you gotta be able to bring it for what it is. You gotta be able to make sure things are relatable. But again, that's the politics. There's always going to be a politics within a politics. I'm gonna say it again. There's gonna always be a politics within a politics. All right. So, anyways, with that being said, this is all that I have for this segment, and I will come back later to do another topic dealing with public relations, journalism, mass communication, radio syndication, television network, etc. So until then, take it easy. It's your girl Tiffany. I'm logging off. Peace.